Go ahead and get our screen ready. I have all these things open. It is Monday morning again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday's call. It is what, the 9th, right? Holy cow. So it's a full moon and all kinds of stuff going on this week. So let's just get right to it. And this one should be short too, by the way. So our little quote for the day: every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better and the world a little braver. And our world could stand to be a little kinder and braver. Isn't that the truth these days, right? Everybody's so tense with all these things going on in the world. So this is my mindset for today as well. Personally, I've been stressed with some situations going on that are very, very serious. And I've got to get back focused just on work. And so I made that decision this morning. It's Monday. So I'm going to focus on being productive with real estate. And I've taken a back seat on Facebook. I'm not on there as much right now. People are just acting nutty. And I'm going to continue to practice that and only be on there basically for work stuff. So if you guys are feeling stressed, I really would like to recommend that to you guys. First of all, social media is creating quite a frenzy in today's world. So you might be able to change your mindset if you pull back from social media. Just heads up. So it's week 2. Are you a quarter through your goals? We had a full week of March last week. So if your goals were, 4 new appointments for this month, whether that be buyers or sellers, did you at least get 1 secured? So do you have written goals, I hope? What's your plan of action to get new business this week? And this is a group discussion. So does anybody want to share? Nobody can see anybody else's faces. I'm the only face on here. So does anybody want to share what you're planning to do to get some business this week? Any prospecting ideas? Is anybody in real estate business this week? Oh, did anybody? Oh, let's see. Did somebody? Oh, somebody mentioned something. Let's see if I can share it. All right. Pop buys. Do you guys know what pop buys are? Because that's one of my recommendations coming up too. So hang tight. We'll get to that. That's a great idea. Let's move on. Anybody else have anything else to share that you're going to do this week to try to generate business? All right, I got some ideas for you. So first of all, if you don't already have this in your CRM system, let me fix the screen. I don't know if you guys can see all this. There we go. Create a list of your home anniversary dates from your past sales. This is what I'm working on this week personally. Go with your buyers and your sellers. Again, hopefully they're already in your, whatever your contact management system is. If not, maybe you want to take some time to do that today. You can purchase a stack of home anniversary cards at the dollar store. Or if you can just find like a generic anniversary cards, and they have home sale cards. But see if you can find a home anniversary card. If not, just maybe get a generic card. You can get cards at the dollar store, literally 2 for $1. So again, maybe you just get a blank one and say happy home anniversary. Mail those out this week for all the home anniversaries, for all the closings that you've had in the month of March throughout all the past years. And obviously you don't do this just to send them a card. The purpose is to make it a touch. So you literally want to ask for a referral in the card. So obviously we can't ask for something without giving, right? So maybe what you want to do is, we just sprung the clocks forward yesterday. So maybe you want to put some tips in there reminding them that, spring's about to come forward, we hope. And that now's a good time to change all their air filters in their house, on their refrigerator, on their air conditioner. And
is now in isolation.
Hey guys.
14 cases in our state. There are 3 in
maybe change the filters on their air conditioner, their refrigerator, any other appliances they have that use a filter. They want to obviously remember the batteries and the smoke detectors and their carbon monoxide detectors. But go through and start, anything that you would need to do to your home to maintain it. Maybe this is the week that they need to do that, but make a list for them of some things. And maybe now is the time to even ask them or offer them some home warranty choices if they don't have one in place. So pop buys, like somebody just said. So this is the one I'm going to do. We know the world's in a frenzy, and we're not going to get into a discussion on which side of the fence you're on, whether it's a real scare or media scare. I'll just share with you guys because I'm always open. My parents, my dad and stepmom, who's been in my life since I was 17, are in their 70s, and they had this plan for a long time. They take a couple cruises a year. I mean, like 2 and 3 week cruises, and all around the world. So it's for my dad's birthday, and I kept telling my dad, don't go, don't go. They're in their freaking 70s, you know, just don't go, Dad. They had to take a plane from North Carolina down to Miami and then get on the boat. I said, so you're gonna be on a plane and a boat. I said, that's just really smart. But obviously they spent a lot of money. So obviously they went. Well, sure enough, Diane texted me yesterday morning at 9 o'clock. The boat left Miami Friday afternoon. Usually boats leave around 4. So between 4 o'clock Friday and 9 o'clock Sunday morning, the ship had already come back to port twice with medical emergencies. I said, get off the boat. So anyway, that's one of the things that's stressing me out. But the point is, we know that we've got something going on, whether it's an epidemic or just a handful of people getting sick. There's something going on. So you can make your own sanitizer, because we know a lot of the stores are sold out, or they're rationing them. Like Publix is rationing hand soap and hand sanitizer. You can only buy 2 at a time. So I went and bought the stuff. You can make your own with rubbing alcohol, and this says 91%. I've heard all you need is 60% alcohol. That's what I've seen all over the news. And mix in some aloe vera gel, and I have heard it's best to put in some essential oil. And then you can buy those little plastic travel containers, you know, that you use, like the 3 ounce or the 1 ounce, whatever the heck it is, you know, that you carry on the planes. And you can make a whole bunch of these little containers with hand sanitizer. And wouldn't you be the hero right now, because nobody else has it? And then put your, take a sticker and put your contact information on it, and go drop it by maybe your doctors or local doctors in your area, or drop it by local businesses, or I don't know, maybe a Panera's or a Starbucks would let you put them out there, or maybe local coffee shops, right, to support small businesses. But go make little baskets. You can get most of the stuff again at the dollar store. So you can make up a whole little basket of hand sanitizer that you have branded to your name by just putting a label on there, printing out a label, and getting your name out there. So that's my idea of a pop by. Does anybody else have anything else that they're gonna do for a pop by this week? Nothing coming up? Okay. Social media, it's another full moon today. So the moon set was this morning, obviously, and the moon rise is gonna be, I think, around 7 o'clock this evening. I Googled it already this morning. So this full moon is one of our super moons as well. So that means, it's brighter than most. And then I think it was this morning, they also said with this moon, you can actually see 3 of our planets really well. So how cool, but it's called the worm moon. So instead of just posting a little picture of the moon, or hey, it's a full moon, maybe you can talk about the history of what the worm moon means. And what that means is that it's supposed to celebrate the beginning of spring, signifying the beginning of spring, because it just means that the ground has thawed out and the worms are going to start coming out. So that's the history behind it. So when we're working on social media to get business, we don't want to post all these real estate things. Hey, I just sold my last listing. Who else is next? I see that all the time, right? Everybody's bragging about being at their closings. So why don't you just be a fun person? People are going to work with people that they know, not necessarily people bragging about their real estate business all the time. So think about being authentic and posting it's got to be just as generic or goofy as talking about the full moon. Okay, moving on. Like I said, it's going to be a short day, guys. And I wasn't going to bring up anything, negative or anything about the coronavirus. However, NAR apparently has just created a little booklet for us, some guides. So I looked at it real quick. And first of all, on that note, the reason I know about this is because I'm on I get the email updates from NAR, subscribe to some email. They have different ones you can subscribe to. So I've subscribed to some of the NAR emails on a daily basis. And they sent one out this morning, and this was part of their email newsletter. So that's the link if you want to screenshot this, or just go to your NAR website. That's part of our membership. And it's right there. So for example, one thing that I did read is they had a Q&A in there, is we are allowed to ask our customers if they have recently traveled. And we do have the right not to put people in our car and make our buyers follow us or meet us at the showings. that it said you just have to be very careful, though, that it's not discrimination. And once you put that policy in place, that you do it for everybody. So it's got some interesting information. So with everything going on in the world. And on that news, I also subscribe to our NEFAR emails as well. So if you're here in the First Coast area, Northeast Florida, this is what comes out every Monday. If you've never seen it, then you need to go subscribe to it. So, you know, Jacksonville's so big, we have all these different councils and everything. So they'll tell you right in that area so that you know what events are going on for the week or perhaps for the month. This is probably for the next few weeks. And then all the education classes coming up, typically for the next month or so, are going to be in this section right here. And then just some stuff. And then there's our contact info. So if you've never seen that before, you want to subscribe to the NEFAR member update, and they'll send you an email every Monday. And that's how you can stay connected with things going on. And then you guys know it's freaking, like I said, March 9th. So some of you have license renewals coming up March 31st. So remember that if this is your first licensing period, it's called your probationary period. So that means obviously you've got to take, if you're an associate, you've got to take your 45-hour post-licensing. So any of those little classes that you've taken with CEs, those won't count. So you've got to have only the 45 hours, the one that counts for your first time. And then likewise with your broker license, if it's your first time, it's the 60-hour post-licensing for you. So if you guys on here have to take either of those, you might want to get jiggy with it like right now. So on that note, I do an online real estate school. It's this link right here. So you can take all those classes online. That way you can take them, you know, at your convenience, because it saves where you stop and then you can pick back up so you don't have to, you know. And the 14 hours are on there too for all the rest of us. So don't do it at the last minute, guys. It honestly burdens the person, such as myself, who's an instructor, because legally, by the way, when a person takes a class, a CE class, legally we have 10 days to report it to DBPR, or, you know, when your license is due. So if you guys are waiting till the last minute, till 11 p.m. or midnight to complete your post-licensing or your CEs, wherever you take them, then you have, that means you're giving the expectation that you expect that instructor, wherever they are, to be up and waiting to get your results back at midnight to turn them into the state. So that's not cool. So just heads up on that, how that works. The other thing is, you guys know I'm a real estate coach. So I do have, I actually have some of my clients that are about to fulfill their contractual obligation, meaning that their production is right where it's supposed to be. And so I'm going to have some room for a couple more clients coming up if anybody wants to talk to me about that private. And told you it's going to be a lovely short one today. Hey, buddy. So what successes can we share today? What's happened in the past week that we can all celebrate? Anybody? Nobody had anything good this week? Well, what happened? Nobody. No? Well, hopefully, I got an email right before this. I'm hopefully about to write an offer. I'm looking at my text messages as well. There's some homes Saturday, and then we couldn't get into one at it yesterday. And I get the email this morning at 9 that they're talking to the lender, and they'll talk to me this afternoon. So cross your fingers for me. Anybody else? Good open house? I hear open house. Oh, there we go. Somebody had 3 good open houses this weekend. So if you want to type in here, I'll share it with everybody. Did you have a bunch of people at each? Did you get any offers from those open houses? Anyone else? Oh, let's see. Somebody else is talking. You guys. All right. Guys. Oh, no one ended. Let me get down here. Close that out. All right. What does everybody plan to do this week to get business, guys? Anything? Gonna hang out? Take a week off? I know. People, you guys must not have had your coffee yet. I'm telling you. Well, I promised I was going to keep this one short and sweet. I hope. Oh, we got a winner. All right. Oh, awesome. Okay, here we go. Somebody else listed 52 lots this weekend. That rock on. That's the winner, guys.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome.
So that's great. Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing, guys. Like I said, this isn't about me just talking to you guys. How boring is that? Then I look like a weirdo. I want you guys to participate. And thank you for those that come back. So, and then I saw in there too, somebody is going to implement that hand sanitizer thing. So hopefully at least I gave somebody an idea. So I want to keep this short and sweet. It's a wild week. I know locally we have TPC. You know, the clocks just moved, so we're all wonky this morning, right? But I want everybody to go and think of something to get business this week. Don't sit and wait for the phone to ring. And then let's celebrate whatever it is that you did at 9:30. Love you guys. See you next Monday. Bye.
Bye-bye.